All right, guys, what's going down, man? This is your boy, DJ Just J with Just Dimes ENT, and I am your humble host of the Soto, you dig. Like to welcome you guys here as you guys come in. Y'all make sure and hit that thumbs up button. You guys already know what to do. Y'all make sure and show some support. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let everybody know to come on in. We are live. I need you guys to make sure and say something in the chat so I can get you guys your shout out. The sooner we can get that done, the quicker we can get on with the show. So again, I'd like to say shout out to you guys for being here kind of early. Looks like we got a few people in here. And I want to first of all apologize, man. I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm not feeling that great, but I'm going to do as best as I can to power through this because I feel like we have a pretty good, pretty informative show. All right. So again, I'd like to thank you guys. Also, I want to say this real quick. We actually had a video that reached over 50,000 views on a story that I did recently. And I'd just like to say thank you to you guys for the support that you've shown. It's been unbelievable. Making sure and sharing the video. Sometimes, man, when you do the little things like liking the videos, sharing the videos, it helps exponentially. So I'd like to say thank you to you guys. We are continuing to grow in subscribers and the channel is continuing to grow. And I want to continue to keep that trend going because I think we got a good thing going here. I hope the show is interesting. Shout out to my brother Tommy Sotomayor who gave us some big, huge shout outs a couple nights in a row on his show. So shout out to my brother Tommy Sotomayor. Without him, without my sister Packer Girl, none of this would even be possible. So I'd like to say thank you to both of you guys. I'd also like to say thank you to a couple of my other Soto members, my brother Shawty King, and last but not least, my brother Relationship Rehab. Oh, and my sister Tanisha, Morning Soto. So shout out to you guys also. So let me go ahead and give you guys your shout outs. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. And like I say, we can speed that process up for the people that are watching. Just type something in the chat, say hi, say something, so I give you a shout out, so that way we can go ahead and get into the story. So the quicker we can get that done, the quicker we can get this thing rocking and rolling, you heard? Let me say shout out to my brother MFSVH is in the building. That's my guy Rocco. What's going on? I was trying to think of the other name I saw in there earlier. It disappeared, but you know, maybe he'll come back and maybe he'll say something in the chat. My sister Chorus is in the building. What's going on, Chorus? Kingdom Minded is in the building. What's going on? Said glad to be amongst common sense and logical thinkers. Thank you very much. Casey Kim is in the building. What's going on? How are you? My sister E Goose is me. Erica is in the building. What's going on? Revy Guns is in the building. What's happening? Megan Canada is in the building. She says, can't wait to hear your views on this. It's 10:30 p.m. Right now in PA. And even though I have to wake up at 5 a.m., I'm going to stay up just for the show. Megan, thank you very much, guys. This show is hosted, or not hosted, but presented to you by Megan, who actually sent me this email for this story. So shout out to Megan. Thank you very much for sending me the story. Guys, I do get your emails, and I read your emails, and I sort through them, and I do these shows as often as I possibly can. So for everybody that sent me something, you guys just try to bear with me, and I will get to them. I also like to give a shout out to Anthony Cantor in the building. What's going on? Cole Davidson is in the building. What's going on? Jay McLovin is in the building. What's going on, Jay McLovin? My heart, my soul, my support is in the building. You got me right here. Jay McLovin in the building. Y'all say what's up to Jay McLovin. G Rose is in the building. What's happening, G Rose? John Gilliam is in the building. What's going on? Therese Radigan is in the building. What's going on? My young brother Darren is in the building, guys. Y'all say what's up to my brother Darren. V Crabtree is in the building. What's going on? Didn't know we was live. Yep, absolutely. Let's see. Athena's World is in the building. What's going on, Athena's World? Let's see. Ooh, guys, y'all gotta forgive me. Hold on. Oh, my allergies are not doing me too well right now. John Gilliam is in the building. What's going on? William Carter's in the building. What's going on? Who else am I missing? Who else am I missing? And again, like I say, just apologize. You know, I'm a little bit under the weather. Let's see. Side Eye Warrior, what's going on? KJ is in the building. What's up, KJ? My brother Kev 504. What's happening, man? Is in the building. Mr. Cash is in the building. What's going on? Irby Font. Nathan Joe 83. Let's see. Miss Mitty is in the building. Marquita Walker is in the building. I missed a lot of names. Hold on. Tammy B is in the building. What's up, Tammy B? Gumbo plays everything. Hey, what's going on? Alfonso Fret's in the building. What's up? GSD Mom in the building. What up? Let's see. Afro Samurai. What's going on? Talisha Butler. Hey, Talisha, how you doing? Tell Sherrod I say, oh, there he is, right behind you. Sherrod, what's up, my brother? What's going on? I see y'all in the building. Hey, I need you guys to email me, man. We need to get that thing scheduled. I want to do that as soon as possible. So if we can get our panel going, I'd like to do that as quickly as we can. So Talisha or Sherrod, I need one of y'all to email me if you would. See, Paul from H-Town is in the building. What's going on, my brother? Vincent DeRuzor, what's going on? Tony B is in the building. Let's see, 9 p.m. here in Colorado. Good deal. All right, let's see. Who else am I missing? Coco Baby is in the building. Alabama in the building. What's up, Coco Baby? New England, Endler, what's going on? How you doing? My sister Chaz is in the building. Chaz, what's going down? Chaz, you dig? Skohar is in the building. My brother posted them links. What's going on, Skohar? Daquan Smith is in the building. What's going on? King George, what up, what up? I am Slot. What's up? How are you? Joe Huya is back. What's going down, my brother? United Guns of America is in the building. Y'all make sure to subscribe to that channel. Also, make sure you guys check out the Relationship Rehab TRR. That's my brother, Relationship Rehab, my brother Brian. Shout out to him. He is in the building. All right, Makuba 76 is back. What's going on? Long time, my brother. What's going on? P-Man 007. And last but not least, Phil McCracken and Brian Hopper is in the building. What's going down, brothers? All right, man, I'd like to thank you guys. And as you guys can see, I got a big, huge cup. I'm a pretty big dude, and this thing is hot. I've got a huge cup of a concoction of 2 different kinds of tea. It's a double shot, plus some honey, plus some cinnamon, plus some cold and flu medicine. I'm really trying to knock this thing out. Like, I got cough drops all over the place. I got Gatorade all over the place, man. I gotta take one of my pills here in a minute. Oh, shoot. So y'all bear with me. Like I said, we're gonna get through this thing together. Let me see. Tufik Lowell, what's going on? P-Man 007 says, OKC checking in. Shout out to the O. Hey, man, y'all make sure to check out my brother Kurt Dog. Y'all might have seen him out there on the south side. Shout out to my brother Kurt Dog. He's shooting one of his new videos out there on the south side. So y'all make sure to look forward to seeing that video coming soon by my brother Kurt Dog. So shout out to him. Queen JJ is in the building. Sunrise 69 is in the building. What up? Mo Common Sense is in the building. What's going on, Mo Common Sense? And Trisha G is in the building. What's going on? All right, guys. And King George. I think I said King George, but I'm going to give him another shout out anyway. What's up, King George? Well, Remy Guns, I would have gotten some whiskey, but I totally wasn't thinking about it when I left a little bit ago. Lemon juice, yeah, I wasn't thinking. But I tell you what, if I don't feel any better by tomorrow, best believe I'm gonna go get me a bottle. Believe that. So, guys, let's go ahead and get this show started. I think we've got all the shout outs that we could possibly do. And I appreciate you guys giving me some health tips there. But you know, I'll get it taken care of, man. So I definitely appreciate you guys showing some love and respect there. And we're gonna, hey, Gary the truck driver's in the building. What's going on, my brother? All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get you guys started off with me and my brother Kurt Dog's song. This is Getting Straight to the Money. Just Jay and I'm back again. Hit the highway, and then I gassed up. Then went to Fuel City and got my bag up. Hey, it's time to get that cash. I mean, I'm about to smash. Just turn the lights on. The flow will never crash. Drinks are going up. I mean, they turning up. Everybody's tipsy, but ain't no throwing up. I press play, they hit the floor, now the party's lit. Ladies on the floor vibing, I'm spinning hits. The club is popping, so you gotta meet us at the spot. On the south side of the D, man, we got it locked. I jumped in the ride, said, bae, I'll see you later. Headed to the front door out to get this paper. I threw on my J's, then put on my jeans. Fresh fade, fresh fitted, man, I'm looking clean. Then I took a shower for about an hour. I let my girl know the plan so she's never sour. While we laid up, movies on the screen and my phone rings. It's my homie and I gotta bring. I gotta come and bring my A game. Homie, are you busy? We need you, man.
Straight to the money, then I'm gone. Shout out to my niggas on the south side zone. I ain't never tripping on that hater with that bullshit. Cause I got a baby 380 with the full clip. And I get straight to the money, then I'm gone. Shout out to my niggas on the south side zone. I ain't never tripping on that hater with that bullshit. Cause I got a baby 380 with the full clip. And I'm gone. Get the money, then I'm gone in the flash. Headed back to the shack to put the money in the stash. Take me a quick shower. Throw on some new clothes. Jump in a different whip to keep them haters on they toes. Holla at my nigga Dub trying to see what's up. Him and Reeves at the park and they posted up. They got the whips out with the barbecue. Told them give me 30 minutes and I'm coming through. Pull up to the park slow and it's hella deep. Hopped out with the heater, I don't never sleep. Seen the homie show love and got in the mix. Made a plate, then I took me a couple of flicks. I kicked back for a minute, told the homies I was headed to the shack in a minute. Made me another plate, told them that I was out. I gotta make a run and get up on my paper route. And I'm gone. Straight to the money, then I'm gone. Shout out to my niggas on the south side zone. I ain't never tripping on that hater with that bullshit. Cause I got a baby 380 with the full clip. And I get straight to the money, then I'm gone. Shout out to my niggas on the south side zone. I ain't never tripping on that hater with that bullshit. Cause I got a baby 380 with the full clip. And I'm gone.
That's how I do it, man.
I get in and I get out. I don't stick around too long, man. I get to the money. Come through, say what's up to my niggas. Fuck them hoes. I ain't tripping on them hoes. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga, fuck them hoes. Real shit. Had me a little something. Say what up and then I'm gone. I get straight to the money, then I'm gone. Shout out to my niggas on the south side zone. I ain't never tripping on that hater with that bullshit. Cause I got a baby 380 with the full clip. And I get straight to the money, then I'm gone. Shout out to my niggas on the south side zone. I ain't never tripping on that hater with that bullshit. Cause I got a baby 380 with the full clip. And I'm gone.
To be honest, man, this stuff tastes way better without the whiskey in it. Oh, goodness. Woo. All right, guys, man, once again, welcome you guys to The Subtle You Dig, man, featuring your boy DJ Just J, man, bringing the show to you. I want you guys to do this for me real quick, man. Y'all know every day and every weekend is somebody's birthday, man. I want to give a special birthday shout out in the building to J McLovin. She just celebrated her birthday here just this past Friday, and of course, we spent her birthday together. So y'all make sure to show some love for J McLovin, man, in the building, if you guys can do that for me. Y'all make sure and show her some love. And we're going to sing happy birthday to J McLovin. Can we do that? Baby, this is for you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, J McLovin. Man, that's how we gonna get down, man. So shout out to anybody else that has birthdays this month, but definitely shout out to my baby, my heart, my soul, J McLovin in the building, man. Gonna show her some love. Who's at the center? Everybody be at Bobo's Chicken next weekend. We'll be making a video to the song. Oh, really? V Crabtree, can you email me or contact me? V Crabtree, if you have a way to contact me, bro, hit me up. Hit me up. I love that, man. I'll be there. For sure. Jamie Glovin is shy. Oh, my baby. That's cool, man. I'm going to give you guys one more song, man. This is by my brother L Smooth. This is the teacher's anthem, man. I want them to go ahead and show these teachers some love. And I think that they might have come to a resolution. So shout out to the teachers of Oklahoma City and my guy, Lamar El Mitza.
The time is now for politicians to do the right thing. The time is now for Oklahoma to step up. Time is now.
Please pay the teachers. Please pay the teachers. Please pay the teachers. Teachers have a family too.
Please pay the teachers.
They trying to educate our youth.
Please pay the teachers.
Oklahoma ranked near the bottom.
Please pay the teachers.
Great teachers out here, we got them.
Please pay the teachers.
Time to walk it out. You know what I'm talking about. Teachers gained a lot of clout. Can you help them feed their mouth? The worst paid, wanting the best grade. Education is very essential, need a bigger raise. Been at least a decade, that ain't cool. April 2nd, getting up out of them schools instead of them dropping them jewels. Need the tools and supplies, no more consistent lies. 6K ain't enough, don't you call these teachers bluff? Teachers have a family too.
Please pay the teachers.
They trying to educate our youth.
Please pay the teachers.
Oklahoma ranked near the bottom.
Please pay the teachers.
Great teachers out here, we got them.
Please pay the teachers.
Teachers have a family too.
Please pay the teachers.
They trying to educate our youth.
Please pay the teachers.
Oklahoma ranked near the bottom.
Please pay the teachers.
Great teachers out here, we got them.
Please pay the teachers.
They cutting the funding, then raise the taxes. The OEA demands, y'all need to pass it. Who wants to teach a class when the pay ain't right? Living check to check, hard to sleep at night. 77 counties in support of red air. Big corporations benefiting, not the school of kids. Support staff needed too, don't forget them. You gotta think about the future of the children. If you can't go ahead and sign the bill. Teachers are the gateway, deserve a better deal. They appreciate the small pay raise, but on April 2nd, teachers striking anyway. Teachers have a family too.
Please pay the teachers.
They trying to educate our youth.
Please pay the teachers.
Oklahoma ranked near the bottom.
Please pay the teachers.
Great teachers out here, we got them.
Please pay the teachers.
Teachers have a family too.
Please pay the teachers.
They trying to educate our youth.
Please pay the teachers.
Oklahoma ranked near the bottom.
Please pay the teachers.
Great teachers out here, we got them.
Please pay the teachers.
A pay raise alone won't be enough to help our kids catch up. Over the last 10 years, our state has fallen horribly behind our neighbors in what we're investing in each student's education. Increasing teacher pay is vitally important for recruiting the talented teachers in Oklahoma. Yet, on top of that, Oklahoma students need to be able to compete with students from other states by using the resources that they are provided. Funding needs to increase, and it needs to increase now.
Yes, indeed, man. I see we got some people from Oklahoma in the building, man. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to LeBron James in the building. Said he subbed. Hashtag King James is in the building, man. Shout out to my brother LeBron James from the NBA. You know what I'm saying? You know we do it real big over here. Now, if that was the real LeBron James, I'd say that was dope. But don't put it past me. I do have some famous people that do follow. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get this thing started, guys. Thank you. If you would, hit the thumbs up. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Do all of the necessary things. If you guys want to show support for the show, a very, very simple way to do that is to make sure and hit the paypal.me/DJJustJOK. You support the show. We continue to bring you content. Stay on here and doing shows. You know, we'll do panels, we'll do interviews, we'll do all of that stuff that you guys like. Also, if you want to show monthly support, you can hit the Patreon, which is patreon.com/DJJustJOK. Now, before I start this show, I do have 2 donations to read off because we did get 2 in. So I want to let you guys know that I did receive your donation, and I want to make sure and give you guys credit immediately. So I want to show some love to the people that already donated. And if you guys would, whenever you donate, what you can do is if you'll look down at the bottom where it says add note, you can actually add a note and tell me whatever it is that you want me to read on air, or if you want me to read something or not read it, you just let me know there. But that's also a really cool thing to be able to do if you want to get your shout out your business, whatever it is that you want to do. So this comes from Kingdom Minded in the chat, and it says a little something to keep the show going. So Kingdom Minded, thank you very much. Always appreciate you showing big time support. Thank you very much. And to my sister Megan, who this show is brought to you by. Megan, who was actually in the chat right there. Let me specify, Megan. There you go. You now have the blue powers. Thank you very much for supporting the show. I try to make sure and hook anybody up that supports the show with the blue powers. So thank you very much for supporting the show and sending the story. Said, I am always happy to donate to you. Keep up the amazing work. Megan, it's an absolute blessing to be able to bring you guys content and for us to be able to do videos like we did. We're almost nearing 60,000 views on one video. It's like at 53 or 54,000, man. It's crazy. Let me see if that's the real him. Y'all hold on a second. That would have been nice. I thought that was the real DJ Academics, but I will say this. Shout out to DJ Academics because I do actually follow him and I subscribe to him. So shout out to DJ Academics, even though that's a counterfeit one in the building right there, but it's okay. Shout out to DJ Academics, man. DJs are definitely doing the thing this year. I hope that DJs can get back to a point to where we are respected and people pay us what we weigh. I'm just saying, I feel like we do a very, very important job. Also, shout out to Randall Garner. Who else? Nationwide Wise Guys. And who else did I miss? I missed somebody else. Oh, yeah, DJ C Smooth is in the building. My brother DJ C Smooth. What's going on? And yeah, get those, get 20% of those. Yeah, I got you. Definitely got you, man. Appreciate that. All right, guys. Now, this is where the show starts. So for the people that like to timestamp right here. This is where we're going to timestamp. This is where the show starts. Now, what we have here is a story that happened recently in Philadelphia. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you guys a story real quick. We're going to go ahead and jump right into this thing. So as you know, this past Thursday, there were 2 black men that were arrested in a Starbucks in Philadelphia, and witnesses say the men didn't do anything. I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say about this. Now, it was posted by a young lady named Melissa DePino on Twitter, which is at Miss Y DePino, DePino, said at Starbucks, the police were called because these men hadn't ordered anything. They were waiting for a friend to show up who did, as they were taken out in handcuffs for doing nothing. All of the other white people are wondering why it's never happened to us when we do the same thing. And this was April 12th, 2018 at approximately 4:12 p.m., which is when she posted this up. So, in a widely circulated video of the incident, there were at least 2 people. Actually, let me do this. What I'll do is I'm going to play you guys the actual video because you're not going to be able to hear most of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it and then I'm going to read the actual story. So let me see how this goes if I don't mess this up, okay? Let me see if I can get this up on the screen real quick. There we go. And I'm going to turn the volume down just a hair on there. And what we're going to do is before I read any story or show you guys any video, I have to give you guys the fair use statement. So here we go. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. All right, now, in a widely circulated video of the incident, which is the one that you're looking at right here, at least 2 people were presently verbally defending the 2 men and were questioned why they were being arrested and handcuffed. This is ridiculous, said one of the white men who told the police officer. What did they get called for? Because the two black men were, because the two black guys sitting here meeting with me, what did they do? Let me go back up here just a moment. They didn't do anything. I saw the entire thing, a woman can be heard saying. At least 5 police officers were present during the arrest, the video shows. Police have not named the men, and the pair's attorney, who is Laura A. Wimmer, also declined to name them at this time. The two men had gone to Starbucks, which is what you see here. They're inside of the Starbucks, and I'll show you guys their picture here in a moment. But they had gone to Starbucks to meet with a guy named Andrew Yaffe, the white man who can be seen in the video questioning the police officers, according to Wimmer. Yaffe could not immediately be reached for comment, but Wimmer told BuzzFeed News that he is a friend of the two men. He runs a real estate development, investment, and management firm, and the men were meeting with him to discuss potential residential and commercial real estate opportunities in Philadelphia, she said. The two men had not ordered immediately upon arriving, as they were still waiting for Yaffe to get there. While they waited for him, a white female manager who was on duty at the time asked them to leave, said Wimmer. When they said they were just waiting for another person to arrive before ordering, she phoned the police. Wimmer said, "How many times have we sat in Starbucks minding our own business, waiting for a friend to come, and then we order," Wimmer said. When Yaffe arrived and found the two men being arrested, he called Wimmer, who he has also friends with, she said. The two men were arrested around 5:30 p.m. and were fingerprinted and photographed by the police. Police told Wimmer they had arrested the men for what they quote as defiant trespassing. And you can see those guys over there in the left corner center. They're just sitting there chilling. They were arrested for defiant trespassing. The district attorney did not approve the charges, and the two men were then released around 2 a.m. on Friday. The two black men, who were simply waiting to be joined by a friend, were blatantly discriminated against based on their race, Wimmer said in a tweet. Not only is this inexcusable, this is illegal. You can see in the video their disposition. Wimmer told BuzzFeed News, "It's as if they're both thinking, I can't believe this is actually happening," which I can concur with that, right? This was highly traumatizing. This was a highly traumatizing experience for both of them, and hopefully they'll be able to recover, she said. The Starbucks manager, who reportedly called the police, has not been identified, and calls to the store where the incident took place did not go through on Saturday, meaning they turned the phones off, right? Because it was very easy to find this store. The person who posted the video on Twitter could not be immediately reached. Now, Ross said that the two men had sat down at the table in the Starbucks before ordering anything and went to use the bathroom. Starbucks said that according to their company policy, they do not allow non-paying members of the public to come in and use the restroom, Ross said. Police asked the men to leave the Starbucks 3 times, he added, and they were arrested when they refused to do so. The police had legal standing to make an arrest, Ross said. Who Ross is, if I'm not mistaken, that's Richard Ross, who is the police commissioner of Philadelphia. And I'll show you guys a video on him, because he actually had he actually issued a statement. So he actually defended what the police did. Ross, who is black, denied that the arrests were racist in nature. I want you guys to catch that. He said that he denied that the arrests were racist in nature. Now keep in mind, they had to let the men go because the charges were not actually going to stick. They did not approve the charges, which is the official thing that they said. The police had legal standing to make the arrest, Ross said. In short, these officers did absolutely nothing wrong. Ross, who is black, said that he denied that the arrests were racist in nature. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind that that's what this entire thing is being blown up for. That everybody is saying that that was on the contrary. Not only the people there, as you can see, the guy that's over there by the police officer in the yellow in that top corner over there, that's the guy that was there to meet with those two black guys. So he's questioning the police officers and asking, why are you arresting them? What if they do wrong? They're here to meet with me. We're here to do business. Why are you guys interfering with what we're trying to do? And what he's saying is he's clamoring. He's trying to talk to his white brethren and tell them, he said, they're being discriminated against. You can actually hear him say that in the video. Now, I will say that as an African-American male, I am very aware of implicit bias, which is what the police commissioner said. We are committed to a fair, unbiased policing, and anything less than that will not be tolerated in this department. Now, Starbucks took these matters seriously and clearly have more work to do when it comes to how they handle incidents in their stores. They are reviewing their policies and will continue to engage the community and the police department to ensure that these type of situations never happen in any of their stores again. Now, what we also have is we have a statement from, and you guys apologize, hold on. This is where they're being arrested. That's crazy, man. The Philadelphia mayor, Jim Kenney, said called Saturday for a city commission to review the incident, saying that Starbucks' apology was not enough. Now, Philadelphia Mayor Jim Kenney said, I'm heartbroken to see Philadelphia in the headlines for an incident like that. At least based on what we know at this point, it appears to exemplify what racial discrimination looks like in 2018, he said in a report. So Kenney said, let me turn this down just a little bit. Kenney said that he had directed the city's Commission on Human Relations to examine Starbucks policies and procedures, including the extent of or need for implicit bias training among the company, the company's employees. Let me go ahead and get this off the screen because the next thing we're going to end up showing you is going to be the actual news story, right? As backlash mounted Saturday, Starbucks CEO Kevin Johnson issued a statement or issued a longer response apologizing for the incident in a public letter and promising a thorough investigation of our practices. Regretfully, our practices and training led to a bad outcome, and the basis for the call to the police department was wrong. Johnson wrote in a public letter, our store manager never intended for these men to be arrested, and this should have never escalated as it did. Johnson said he would travel to Philadelphia in the coming days to speak with Starbucks partners, law enforcement, and community leaders. He also had hoped to apologize in person to the two men who were arrested. All right, you guys, bear with me. I apologize. Like I told you guys, I'm not feeling that great. So, my apologies. Now, the Philadelphia mayor said that he would hope to be able to apologize in person to the two men who were arrested. But see, the cold thing is this is actually, I think it's pretty criminal for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Because you arrested these guys on a so-called criminal charge and come to find out there was nothing criminal that they did, and you want to be able to talk to them. If I were them and if I were their attorney, I'd be like, nah, there's not going to be any of that. Because at this point, you have to hold this company and their employees accountable for what they did, right? You absolutely have to hold them accountable. So this is what we're going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys take a look at the news story. I've already given you guys the fair usage. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and play the shortened version of the incident, and then we're going to go ahead and play the news videos. So let me see if I can, oh, okay, I got it. Here we go. I think we're going to have an ad, so y'all hold on.
Developing story. Starbucks has apologized for the arrest of 2 black men inside of one of its Center City stores. It all centers around this now viral video showing police officers arresting 2 black men for allegedly refusing to leave the cafe. Action News reporter Bob Brooks went right to Philadelphia's police commissioner, the mayor, and the lawyer for those 2 men to get some answers.
It was early Thursday afternoon. Cell phone video captures the moment 2 men sitting inside the Starbucks on 18th and Spruce were asked to leave. Well, the reason why? That depends on who you ask. The manager at Starbucks called the police, saying that the 2 men were trespassing because they had not purchased anything.
Well, what did they do? What did they do? Did someone tell me what they did?
They didn't do anything. I saw the entire thing.
When they didn't leave, they were arrested and jailed. You can hear patrons inside are as puzzled as the 2 men. We spoke with their attorney, Lauren Wimmer. She says her clients were there waiting for a third person to conduct a business meeting.
It's what thousands of people do every single day across the country. Starbucks has cultivated this community where people can meet there, whether you enjoy coffee or not.
She also adds that her clients believe they were targeted because they were black.
In the end, this is a case about race. And companies in the age of social media like Starbucks will have to be held accountable for discriminatory practices.
Wimmer says after she made some calls to authorities, her clients were released from jail by 2 a.m. Friday morning. The story started to go viral. Philadelphia Police Commissioner Richard Ross weighed in.
According to employees, they had seen these 2 males come in, they sat down, and after being seated, they decided that they needed to use the restroom. Starbucks said that according to their company policy, they do not allow non-paying members or non-paying people of the public to come in and use the restroom.
He also says when the officers arrived, the 2 men were asked several times to leave, but didn't. And he says that's when they were justly arrested.
These officers did absolutely nothing wrong. They followed policy. They did what they were supposed to do.
Starbucks says it's investigating the incident and sent out an apology saying, in part, we apologize to the 2 individuals and our customers and are disappointed this led to an arrest. Now, at this point, the DA's office has decided not to press charges against the 2 men. We also spoke with Mayor Jim Kenney. He says a review will certainly be done to figure out what steps were taken and why this happened. For now, reporting in Center City, Bob Brooks, Channel 6, Action News.
Now, I'll tell you guys this. I don't know if you guys have ever worked in any type of restaurant or fast food or anything like that, but this is the way that I was always told. I was always told that if you aren't sure, then just leave people be. Like, you know what I'm saying? If they want to hang around, if they want to loiter or whatever the case is, if you are not dead certain, then it is best to just leave the people be, especially if they're not causing any issues. They're not threatening anyone. They weren't doing anything but sitting there chilling on their phone. But I'll tell you guys this, right? I know even recently, like my girl will be able to tell you, when I was in Ardmore, I actually had to kill some time because I was waiting on a store to open up and my phone wasn't working. Well, okay, my phone got smashed and I still need to get my phone fixed, right? And so I didn't actually have any working internet. And I don't think that the store was open. Maybe it was. I don't know. But all I know is I pulled up in front to the side of a store. I think it was a Burger King or something like that. And I pulled up and I sat there in my car and I knew that I was close enough to the building, so I was able to get on my laptop and use their Wi-Fi to figure out where I needed to go and how to navigate my way around the city and stuff like that, because I'm not that familiar with Ardmore, right? So I'm just saying, I've done that plenty of times where I've needed to just stop at a place. I've done it at Panera Bread. You know, I've done it at, I've done it at McDonald's. You know, I don't see anything wrong with people being able to just casually come into a place. Now, I get that some stores don't want you to do that, and I think that's where maybe our relationship between each other as human beings can maybe be a little more open. But I don't think that as an employee or as a manager or anything like that, it should just be that you look at a person and say, I want you out of my store. It's just two people there. The store did not look like it was crowded. The men weren't being a bother to anyone. And so the person that asked, like, how long had they been sitting there? It sounds like they were approached immediately after they got there. They came in, they sat down, went to use the bathroom, and then they were told that they could not use the restroom because they were not paying customers. Yes, Tanisha said that. And shout out to my sister Tanisha. She said, people do this at Starbucks all the time. This manager should be ashamed of herself. Now, there's actually a picture of floating around about a gentleman that they said that it was a guy manager who called the police, and it actually wasn't. It was actually a female manager, and I'll actually get to that part of the story for you guys. And not only do I have her name, but I actually have a photo too. Because some of this information, it took me so long to get this story done because I wanted to try to make sure and get as much information as possible. One thing that I wasn't able to do is I wasn't able to get these two young men's name. You know, it would have been nice to be able to reach out to them. But for legal purposes, I'm sure they wouldn't have been able to say very much. But yeah, United Guns of America said, bottom line, piss poor police work. Yes. Now, this is the thing. This is the cold part. As you guys heard, the police commissioner came out and said that the cops didn't do anything wrong. Well, yeah, you did. If you arrested somebody and then they tell you that you weren't supposed to arrest that person and you had to let them go. I'm going to go back here and read what it said. It said that they did not approve the charges. So if they did not approve the charges, then what that means is that the police did wrongfully arrest someone. That's verbatim what that means. Who's arguing what? I must be missing something. Okay, let me take a look at the chat. And I'm not going to ignore the chat anymore, guys. It's just when I get to trying to do in the story, sometimes I don't see the chat. So I apologize if there's something I'm missing. It's not they were just looked at. This is the amount of time they spent there without showing that they are a paying customer. Okay, Keenan, I get that. From a person that's run a business and a person that has worked in these type of places, I get that. And that's why I said I think it's better as a manager, somebody who's been a manager like myself, to come into that situation and be a little bit more open-minded, be a little more what we call customer-centric. Customer-centric, okay? What that means is that you need to be able to understand your customers a little bit better. Get to know your customers a little bit better. Maybe talk to them a little bit better. Have better rapport with your customers. Okay? So what you do is you go talk to the gentleman. If you ask them, what are they doing? Why are they here? If they're not purchasing anything or anything like that, it sounds like they gave them an answer. Okay? So far, nobody has denied this. What the man said was they said, we are here waiting on a friend to get here. Okay. At that point, you have to say as a manager, okay, let me go back and go help the rest of my customers. I'll leave you guys be. Right? Now, I will tell you guys this. For me, if it were me in this situation, I would say if they stay there for more than an hour and have not done anything, they haven't purchased anything, and they're just sitting there just using up the Wi-Fi for a whole hour, I would then maybe approach and ask again if they haven't made a purchase at that point. Okay? I would give it about an hour. You approach them once. You see, this is the thing. This is the problem that we have when it comes to grown people dealing with grown people. We don't see each other as two human adults. We see each other as, I'm the manager, it's my business, and you know, you're a peon of a customer. You do what I tell you to do. As opposed to a manager that has a good mindset that says, I need your business. I need people to come here. I need people to support this business. I need people to feel comfortable coming to this business, right? For anybody out there that has run a business, been a part of management or anything like that, then you guys can concur with what I'm saying. Let me know if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Pandorian says I'm right. So a couple other people said I'm right. If I'm not mistaken, none of the managers were involved with this, just employees. It doesn't matter. The reason I say it doesn't matter about that particular thing is because if employees act on behalf of the store, as long as they have that badge on and they are acting as that company, and the person who is running that company, which is the management at that time, is held responsible. Understand? So anything that your employees do, if your employees turn around and cuss a customer out because a customer says, hey, you got my order wrong, and then the employee decides to say, you know what, and cuss them out, not only is that employee disciplined, but also that manager can be disciplined also, especially if those people decide to take legal action against them. The management is held responsible. You go to the person that runs the situation. If you have a problem, like as a teacher, if you have a problem with a kid, I feel like if you can't get any compromise with the kid, then you go to the source of that kid, which is the parent, the immediate legal guardian of that person. There's steps that you can take in this matter. So I'll say this, even if that was the case, even if it was the employees that did it, one thing that I would have to say is that employees at a business should not be able to just call the police. I want to hear what y'all got to say about this. They should not be able to just call the police without management approval. Packer Girl said if they would have gotten a free water, maybe management wouldn't have called. Maybe manager wouldn't have called Starbucks. I don't know, man. I don't know. Eagles is me said I worked as a server at the Indian Casino. People sat in our lounge frequently. Some were waiting for someone else who was gambling. Some wanted to take a break from gambling, but either way, they left them alone. That's my point. Oh my God. Boy, that's a strong concoction. And I hope I get to feeling better here. Y'all bear with me, man. I'm still a little bit sick. But we're going to try to get through this thing. So, but that's the thing. What does it hurt to just leave those two men sitting there? What is that going to hurt? They're just sitting there. They're not taking up that many additional seats. It didn't look like the business was that busy at that point, because if you guys look at the video and you look at the pictures, it didn't look like the place was packed at that point in time. So you could either do one or two things. You can either A, leave it be, leave them alone. Don't worry about it. If they ain't buying nothing, then they just ain't buying nothing that day. Or B, you could go tell them to get out. They don't get out. And then you go force them out by calling the police. Now you could potentially lose your job. Now, whatever the employees did for calling the police could potentially lose their job. Now that particular location could lose its location in that particular region altogether. They could close that business down. Now nobody there has a job. Now nobody in that community has coffee. Now the police are under more fire. Now the police are even more upset. Now whenever the police have to come out and come do something or respond to a call, they might be a little antsy, right? They might be just a little bit fired up because of the BS that continues to keep happening. Now the CEO of Starbucks has to come out and say something. Now they're going to potentially lose more money because they are going to get sued. So now that I've named you guys all of these things, I want you guys to tell me, which one sounds like a better option? Does it sound like a better option to A, leave them the hell alone, or B, call the police? Which one? I'm just saying. Let's just throw that out there. I'm looking from that outside window looking in. And all I'm saying is which one makes more sense to you? Laura said, no business can just let anyone do that. Okay, I got you. I understand. So now that I've looked at it from the outside looking in, let's look at it from the inside looking out. I have been black. Right? Black man? Yes. I have been in a Starbucks. Yes. Anybody out there black been in a Starbucks? Anybody out there ever been in a Starbucks to just use the Wi-Fi? I have. So, for me, as a black man, been in that situation, from the inside looking out, if it were me, number one, when they come in, and as soon as I come in and I sit down and I chill and I go to use the bathroom and they come and say, hey, if you guys ain't buying nothing, y'all need to leave. If it were me, if I'm there for a business meeting and knowing that black men already have this negative stigma against them, right? If it were me in that same situation, I'm just telling you what I might have done. If it were me, I would have said, okay, I understand. I'm here to meet someone. I'm just waiting on them to get here. I may have even told them, hey, we're going to order our coffee in our order together. Maybe that would have calmed it down a little bit. Or if that doesn't work, then maybe I could have said, you know what? Let me go ahead and buy a small coffee, a small soft drink, you know, a donut, a biscuit or something, like buy something, you know, a stick of gum, whatever it is, something to get them off of my back. Because as a black man, one thing that we understand as black men is that we have a negative stigma against us. The difference is we have to be able to figure out how to work around this. What I don't want us to do is I don't want for us black men to continue to keep putting ourselves in situations where we are being just leaving it up to the judgment of others. We are leaving our destiny in somebody else's hands. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? We got about 195 people watching, I believe. If you guys would, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, because I can't see how many people are watching at this moment. But if we could do that, y'all do me a favor, hit the thumbs up for me so I can show y'all the rest of these videos real quick. And also, while we take a pause, if anybody else wants to send a PayPal donation to show some love and support for the show, I promise you I'll get you guys a shout out. If you have a business, if you have a company, or you just want to get your name a big shout out, I will do that. Just shoot a PayPal, and their moderators are putting the link in the chat. Matter of fact, hold on. This is my brother Kurt Dog. Let me see what my brother Kurt Dog talking about. You are calling me in the middle of my show, my brother. Hold on. I'm about to put you on speakerphone. Talk to the people. Tell them what's up. Hey, y'all, this is Kurt Dog on the line, man. Kurt Dog just got done shooting this video in Oklahoma City, man. Shout out to my brother Kurt Dog.
Yeah, we shot a few shots, you know what I'm saying? We're not done that.
Okay. But yeah, we are. Yeah, we are live. Everybody can hear you.
What's happening, Solo Nation?
Yeah, man. Yeah, but that's cool, bro.
What's tonight's topic?
Tonight's topic is you got to go to my YouTube and check out and see what the topic is.
Anything for a view, nigga. Anything for a view.
Yeah, we're talking about the black men that were arrested in Philadelphia for trespassing in a Starbucks.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
I'll tell you what, I'm about to get on live right now.
all right, man. We'll see you in the chat, bro.
All right, it's on.
Y'all, that's my brother Kurt Dog, man. I had to let him say what's up to you guys because he is the one that provides us with the soundtrack. And he actually has a new song that we're going to be premiering here on the show. So you guys stay tuned for that, all right? Now, what I'm going to do here is let me go ahead and get the rest of these videos up here on the screen for you. And I'm going to let you guys watch. This is the police commissioner. Let me get his name again for you. His name is Commissioner Richard Ross. This is a black man, and I want you guys to hear what this black man had to say about this particular thing that happened. This is his official statement.
Good afternoon. My name is Commissioner Richard Ross. I'm from the Philadelphia Police Department. I know there is a lot of concern and a lot of attention being spread around an incident that happened here in Philadelphia at Starbucks at 1801 Spruce Street. And on Thursday at about 4:40, police received a 911 call for a disturbance and trespassing. When the police arrived, they were met by Starbucks employees who said that two males were trespassing and had refused to leave the establishment. According to employees, they had seen these two males come in, they sat down, and after being seated, they decided that they needed to use the restroom. Starbucks said that according to their company policy, they do not allow non-paying members or non-paying people of the public to come in and use the restroom. And so they then asked these two males to leave. These two males refused to leave, and the police were called. Now, when the police were summoned to the scene, they get there and they get this story that I just began to outline. They then approached the males. They asked the males to leave because they're being asked to leave by Starbucks employees. In fact, in an effort to quell the situation, officers actually called for a supervisor so that it would not get out of hand, something that was a good decision. And 3 different occasions, the officers asked the males politely to leave the location because they were being asked to leave by employees because they were trespassing. Instead, the males continued to refuse, as they had told the employees previously, and they told the officers that they were not leaving. When the call was initially made, the Starbucks employees had told the males that they were going to call police, and they said, go ahead and call police, we don't care. So police get there and they're confronted by the same type of attitude and repeatedly are told that they're not leaving. In fact, there's some alleged rhetoric about you don't know what you're doing, you're only a $45,000 a year employee or something to that regard. And so because these individuals refused to leave, because Starbucks actually called, the police did not just happen upon this event. They did not just walk into Starbucks to get coffee. They were called there for a service, and that service had to do with quelling a disturbance that had to do with trespassing. So I need to underscore the fact that these males were arrested. When they were arrested, they were taken out essentially without incident. There was no harm done to them. But after being transported to the police district in the area, the officers, after processing paperwork, discovered that Starbucks no longer was interested in prosecuting. And so at that point, those males were released from custody. It is important to emphasize and underscore that these officers had legal standing to make this arrest. Again, they were called to the scene because employees said they were trespassing. It is important for me to say that, in short, these officers did absolutely nothing wrong. They followed policy. They did what they were supposed to do. They were professional in all their dealings with these gentlemen, and instead, they got the opposite back.
Now, let me say this. According to the letter of the law, I'm with him on that. I'm going to just let you know. Based on the fact that they were called, based on the fact that they were giving a report and saying that these men were committing this crime, they were to engage these 2 particular men that were sitting there as per what the store reported, that they were committing a crime against their store. We get that. So to sit there and say that they didn't do anything wrong, we get that part. But it is wrong whenever that information is found out to be that it is not the case. Then it becomes wrong. So I get where he's coming from, but I want you guys to hear the rest of what he has to say. Here we go.
I will say that as an African-American male, I am very aware of implicit bias. We are committed to fair and unbiased policing, and anything less than that will not be tolerated in this department. I just want to share that here we get implicit bias training for all our commanders, and we push that training down to our officers because it's very, very important. In addition, we send all our new recruits to the African American Museum as well as the Holocaust Museum down in Washington, D.C. We do this because we want people, our officers, our recruits, to understand the minute they come on board. We want them to know about the atrocities that were in fact committed by policing around the world. This is important to us. But this case also underscores the need for us to continue and expand our body-worn camera program. Currently, we have about 700 officers equipped. Unfortunately, these officers did not have one. But it emphasizes why these things are important, because you get to tell another side of the story. We're a department that's always looking to enhance and improve upon ways that we do things. And in cases like this, we will examine this one and similar ones to see if there are things that we can do better. We have not determined that as of yet, but we will continue to look into this incident as we go forward. But it's something else that I want to highlight, and let me be very clear. I own no stock in Starbucks. I just happen not to even ever frequent Starbucks. But I can tell you that there was a case involving one of our sergeants, probably a couple years ago, who went to Starbucks in full uniform, and he was also denied access to the restroom. So they are at least consistent in their policy. Again, I'm not supporting Starbucks. That is not my aim, only to tell the truth about what I know. So it is important, I felt, for all my words about this incident to be expressed so that they would not be edited. And so you can make your own value judgments based on what you have heard. But I can tell you candidly again that these officers did absolutely nothing wrong, and that they did a service that they were called to do. And if you think about it logically, that if a business calls and they say that someone is here that I no longer wish to be in my business, they now have a legal obligation to carry out their duties. And they did just that. We will continue to work forward. There will likely be a press conference about this in the future. I just thought that it was very important that we get out some facts that I did not believe were being put out right now. And so I know this will continue to generate, a lot of social media interest, but it is important that you hear that from me. It is important that citizens of the city and around the country, for that matter, hear that from me as well as our police officers. So you will hear more from us in the near future, but I just thank you for taking the time to listen to a side of the story that we wanted to share.
All right, guys. Now, to let you guys know what is trespassing, let me see if I can get him off of my screen because he did not hit the end on the video. Okay. Very nice. Let me see if I can give you guys a quick definition on trespassing. Let's see. I don't like those definitions. Let's see. Let's go to this one. Trespass is a area of criminal law or tort law broadly divided into three groups, which are trespass to the person, trespass to chattels, and trespass to land. Trespass to the person historically involved 6 separate trespasses. That includes threats. Let me roll this down a little bit. That includes threats, assault, battery, wounding, mayhem or maiming, and false imprisonment. Through the evolution of the common law in various jurisdictions and the codification of common law torts, most jurisdictions now broadly recognize 3 trespasses to the person. So that's not the one that we want to look at. Let me see. Trespass to chattels, also known as trespass to goods or trespass to personal property, is defined as, quote, an intentional interference with the possession of personal property, proximately causing injury. Trespass to chattel does not require a showing of damages. Simply the intermeddling with use of the personal property of another gives cause of action or trespass. God, that's a complicated definition. Let's see. Trespass to land. Trespass to land is today the most commonly associated with the term trespass. It takes the form of wrongful interference with one's possessory rights and real property, Generally, it is not necessary to prove harm to the possessor's legally protected interest. Liability for unintentional trespass varies by jurisdiction. A common law, everything unauthorized entry upon the soil of another was a trespasser. However, under tort scheme established by the restatement of torts, liability for unintentional intrusions arise only under circumstances evincing negligence or where the intrusion involved a highly dangerous activity. Good Lord, I don't like that definition at all. I don't know. Okay, that honestly, that didn't clear anything. That didn't clear anything up for me at all. But for most of us that understand trespassing, basically, if somebody owns the land or owns a business, you know, if they don't want you there, they can ask for you to leave under the law, and you have to abide by their rules. Okay? So, in this situation, if these gentlemen were asked to leave, if they did not want your business, if they did not want you there, then you actually put yourself in a position, which is what I encourage my brothers not to do, is not to continue to put ourselves in positions of harm. Put ourselves in positions of having to deal with the police. It's just not a good place to be in. And another thing you guys might have noticed from the video, as I'm about to show you guys here in just a moment, is how many officers were actually involved and just trying to get two men to lead a store. It was about 5 or 6 police officers. So I was right, it was 6. Human 2.0 said one thing that I agree with. He said, these dudes clearly created this situation and they should take responsibility for it. I agree. But they are still going to have some legal recourse. That's the messed up part about it. You know, you could be in the wrong and still have legal recourse. It's crazy the way things work, but that's the way that they work. Now, here's the next video coming up. Here we go. Now, this is the short end of the video, I believe. If not mistaken, this was not the 8-minute video we saw earlier. This is the short version. Here we go. And by the way, I agree with Packer Girl. She's saying that you can't compare the businesses because the businesses have their own policies and practices. Makes them completely different. I agree with Packer Girl. Now, this is the gentleman they were waiting on to arrive, and he did arrive, and he were telling the police, hey, they were actually waiting on me. Now, what they should have did at this point was maybe said, hey, we were getting ready to order together, something like that. And then at that point, like if they wasn't going for it, I mean, we could have just been like, hey, man, look, we'll all leave together. Can we just leave together? Like, you guys don't have to make an arrest. That's the thing. If the gentleman and the friend, by the time they showed up, if everybody could have came to the conclusion and said, you know what, this ain't that bad, it's really not that bad, all you guys got to do is just leave, then I felt like the police could have just said, all right, you guys just go ahead and go. That's my opinion.
They're allowed to be in here.
No, they're not. That's the problem. They're leave. That's the problem.
Now, what you guys keep in mind? What's up, Sunshine Pine? I want you guys to keep in mind. I want us to be a little more open-minded here when people are posting stuff in the chat. If we could, please. Okay? I told you guys, whenever I give you guys moderator wrenches, you really don't have to do a whole lot with them except for just post the PayPal links and the Patreon links from time to time. Most of the time, if there's something egregious, then say something to them or say something to me, and then I can get it taken care of at that point. But I want people to be able to speak their mind and be able to say what they're really thinking, even if it's something just about me. I don't mind that. Because I'm kind of saying what you guys are right. And I can see how some people might take what you say wrong, but it's okay. Like, I want us all to be able to talk together, okay? That's all I want to say about that. Buddy said, leave or buy something. I agree. Nothing wrong with that. Like, you don't want people just sitting in your business. I get that. I 100% get that. Everybody was wrong in this situation. That's my conclusion. But I do have a special surprise for you guys here if you guys will hold out.
Absolutely discrimination. Why was anyone else asking? Because they're not paying customers. I'm coming in, I'm going to be paid. They're beating me up, we're here a million times and paid.
According to, let me see, Frantonio said, he said, we can leave and go somewhere else, and the cop said it's too late. Now, if that was the case, I don't know that to be a fact based on what I read, but if that's the case, then that's wrong on the police part too. But like I said, that's what you got court for. That's what you can sue them for.
Meet people. It's discrimination. Does anybody else in this place think this is ridiculous? It is ridiculous. Does anybody else think? I mean, what did they get called for? Because there are two black guys sitting here meeting me? Yes, I didn't know they black guys. Well, what did they do? What did they do? Did someone tell me what they did?
They didn't do anything. I saw the entire thing. I asked.
And I want you guys to think about this also for the people that say that, you know, white people are evil and white people are this and they're that and blah, blah, blah. Who is coming to these black men's defense right now? For the people we have watching, how many people we got watching? About, I don't know. But I want to point that out to you guys. Who is coming to their defense right now? It's white police officers plus one black officer arresting black men. The person or the people, first of all, the woman with the camera didn't want to be identified. She's a white woman. The woman that's over there on the far right-hand side who's speaking on the men's behalf to the officers, a white woman. There's also a white man standing there right next to the police officers and telling them, this is wrong. Don't do this. Y'all are discriminating. They didn't do anything wrong. They were waiting on me. It's my bad. So for all the people that want to say, you know, white people are this and that and such, I think that you guys always have to remember that there are two sides to every coin. There are always two sides to every war. You can look at the bad side, but you also have to look at the good side too. And believe me when I tell you, there's more good people out here helping black people than there are bad ones doing bad stuff to black people. That I can guarantee you.
These guys were doing what people do every single day. They were having a meeting and they were undoubtedly singled out because of their race.
These officers did absolutely nothing wrong. They followed policy. They did what they were supposed to do. They were professional in all their dealings with these gentlemen, and instead they got the opposite back. I will say that as an African-American male, I am very aware of implicit bias. We are committed to fair and unbiased policing, and anything less than that will not be tolerated in this department.
Now that Starbucks, they issued an official apology, which I'll show you guys on the screen here in just a moment. All right, and I believe this one, let me see. I think that one was my last video. Yeah, it was. All right, now, this is the part where I wanted to show you guys something that I thought was interesting because this was not actually put out. I had to actually scrape this news up. Okay? So for everybody that was waiting on the magic moment, here we go. So for everybody that stayed around, we almost had about 200 people here today. That's pretty good. I apologize because I'm just not in my mojo right now. I'm not feeling that good. Sweating like crazy. This is the official statement from Starbucks. I thought I had this up. No, I didn't actually. Here we go. This is the official statement from Starbucks. And let me get the gentleman's picture up here, who's the CEO, right here. Let me see if I can't put these two right above one another. Just like that. There we go. Perfect. We apologize to the two individuals and our customers and are disappointed this led to an arrest. We take these matters seriously and clearly have more work to do when it comes to how we handle incidents in our stores. We are reviewing our policies and will continue to engage with the community and the police department to try and ensure these types of situations never happen again in any of our stores. Well, he didn't say again, but nonetheless, paraphrasing, you get it, right? Last but not least, people wanted to know who called the police. Well, there was a picture of one of the men. I'll actually show you the picture right now because it scrolls past of this man here. And what they did was they actually sectioned this picture off on Facebook. And I want to call this out and let these guys know that Zach was not the one responsible for this. Zach was just on duty after this happened. All right. Let me see if I can do it the other way. They have it just like this on Facebook. Just like that. That's the way it looks on Facebook. And they say, this is the man responsible. And it makes him look hella guilty when you look at this picture. When you say, why is he looking like that? Why is he just standing there like that? You know, he looks hateful and blah, blah, blah. When the reality is what you had was these people with a blowhorn. A freaking blowhorn in this man's face. Right here in his face. So, this is not the person that was responsible for calling the police. Okay? We actually do have some information about the person that called the police. Because one thing that they have in most establishments is they have this thing called business cards. This is the actual business card of that Starbucks. So if you guys want that information, I would encourage you guys to use it wisely. Do not use it irresponsibly. And we definitely encourage people, do not harass these people whatsoever. This is being used for news reporting purposes of this story to get out accurate information. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? Now, what you see here is the DM is Paul Sykes. The store manager at that particular location is a young woman by the name of Holly Hilton. This is the woman responsible for the employee's actions. Now, it was very hard to find this information, but I did find some information on this person because we thought that it was important to make sure and put this information out because it's accurate information. This is the information that we have found so far. Now, what you guys are looking at here is the alleged store manager. At this point, this is what we understand to be accurate information. If we are wrong about that, we could very well end up being inaccurate about this, but I'm not reporting this as fact. I'm reporting this as alleged. Now, the Starbucks manager who racially profiled black men is allegedly Holly Hilton. This week, two innocent black men went into a Philadelphia Starbucks and waited for a business college to join them for a scheduled meeting. The store manager, who is alleged to be a white woman named Holly Hilton, called the police on the two gentlemen for no apparent reason. The Philadelphia police arrived. They charged the men with trespassing and took them out of the store in handcuffs, which is hella embarrassing, which everybody has seen their face. So So anybody that's involved, from the police commissioner to the CEO of Starbucks to the store manager to everybody, you know, everybody has had their face out there. All right. Even the gentleman that was standing behind the register, his face has been put out there on blast. Now, the Philadelphia police arrived. They charged the man with trespassing, took him out of the store in handcuffs. This story has now generated national attention, which has led to a boycott of the Starbucks chains altogether. The CEO issued a written apology for the incident, but there's been no mention of company termination of the suspected, I'm not going to say that part, store manager. The alleged store manager, Holly Hilton, is in the process of deleting all of her social media profiles, which I don't blame her. But like I say, those men were definitely put out there on Front Street. You know, I definitely believe that it was premature to call the police. I definitely believe that it was immature to call the police. I felt like there was no reason for that. Leave people alone. They're not harming your business. They're not running business off. You know that people come into your store, and this is what your store is known for. This is the type of environment that your store portrays on TV and everywhere else. Now, I'm going to tell you something. As a former store manager, when I talk about understanding the business and understanding the model of your business, one thing that you must have to do is you must understand the environment that you're creating for your customers, and you want to uphold that environment. Your environment is an environment of chairs, couches, Wi-Fi, computers, lounging, that type of thing. So Starbucks has created this idea that this is supposed to be commonplace at their business. Yes? So if this is supposed to be commonplace at their business, then their business should also reflect the fact that they see this type of thing happen all the time. Why? Because this is the environment that they have created. If that is not the environment that you want, if you don't want people to feel like they could just come in and loiter and lounge in your business, sit around and drink coffee and write stories on their laptops, do homework, have meetings and stuff like that, then maybe you shouldn't have that type of business. Right? You shouldn't be in that type of business, shouldn't run that type of business, and you shouldn't encourage that type of business. So from store manager to store manager, I get it. But at the same time, you have to be more customer centric. Understanding, like for me, when I ran, my business, when I worked for the company, I'm not going to name. But when I ran that business, one thing that I did was I made it a very kid-friendly environment, especially for the kids that came in. Because of the fact that I knew parents were coming in to handle business. They wanted to buy this and they wanted to buy that. And so what we wanted to do was we wanted to create an environment where the children had a little bit of something to do, had a little bit of fun, while the parents can have their business. That was the environment that I created as a manager. My numbers reflected that, which is why we sold a lot of products, and which is why we had a pretty high level of, we had a very, very high level of rapport with our customers. So if you not being able to handle the mindset of knowing that people are probably going to come in here and they're going to loiter or trespass or anything like that, then this is probably not the business you should be in. I would definitely be interested to see what happens after this point, but I'll make sure and keep you guys posted. If there's anything else that I find out, I'll be more than happy to let you guys know. But that's everything that I found. I'd like to thank you guys for coming through and supporting the show. Like, sharing, and subscribing. Like I said, we had almost about 200 people here. So hopefully everybody got a chance to hear the information. If not, just go back and watch the replay. Now, we're going to end the show at that point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and read off the last few donations. And if you guys I see a lot of people got a lot to say. I'd be happy to open the panel if you guys want to hop on the panel. Be more than happy to do that. All right? It's an open link. I'd be more than happy to have you guys on here. So let me take a look. Give me just a moment. Ooh. It's a little bit rough being sick, man. So I apologize to you guys. Definitely not on my A game right now. There we go. Yeah, I was missing a couple. All right. And my brother, I hope he's still in the chat. I think he is. He might have already left. I want to give a shout out to my brother DJ C Smooth. And he said, just a little something to keep the Soto Ya Dig platform going, bro. Much love. Hashtag DJ's Rule. Shout out to my brother DJ C Smooth. Thank you very much, bro. If you're in there, DJ C Smooth, let me, oh, there we go. Thank you, bro. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you, brother DJ C Smooth. I got your donation. Also, to my brother Relationship Rehab, who said, salute to my brother. Proud of your recent success and you've had with the video that hit 53,000 views. Keep it coming, bro. As always, shout out them 3 channels for your boy, which is the Relationship Rehab, the Guru, and the Whore. United Guns of America. Those 3 shows. Y'all make sure to look those shows up, okay? Shout out to my brother Relationship Rehab. And y'all make sure to look out for his show because I'm going to be tuning in the next time he goes live. Shout out to my brother Chris Thorns. I know I'll listen to DJ Smooth and Chris Thorns earlier, man. So shout out to you guys also. Want to also give another shout out to Kingdom Minded. And again, shout out to Megan C in the building. She's in the chat. She's the one that brought us